Welcome, my friend. In our practice today, we'll be exploring the blending of two yoga styles, Yin and Yang, the light and the dark, the internal and the external, the passive and the dynamic, the cooling and the warming. We will begin with a short Yin sequence, passively holding the poses for 2 to 3 minutes. We'll begin with Yin to work on the deep, dense connective tissues and joints in the body, which are themselves of Yin nature. Then we'll move into our Yang Hatha sequence, the more active, flowing practice that engages the muscles and promotes blood flowing, which are of Yang nature, building strength, stamina, and flexibility. With all of that shared, Johnny and I will join you seated on the mat. Let's move into our first Yin pose, butterfly. So bring your soles of feet to kiss and have a nice distance from your heels to your groin. Breathe in, find length. On the exhale, hinge forward and then allow your spine to round out. You can bring your hands palms face up underneath your legs if you'd like. Option to have a bolster or a pillow or block to fill the gap between your torso and the earth. Yogi's choice. Relax those shoulders back and down away from your ears. And allow gravity to take hold. Checking in with your body, noticing if there are any areas where your muscles are holding on, grasping. And as you find them, use your exhalations to soften and relax through that space. Noticing how softening of this space affects your body. We begin with Yin to calm the mind and work on the deep connective tissues, joints, and ligaments before the muscles are warm. Once the muscles have been engaged and activated, the attention is taken away from the deep connective tissue, the ligaments and the joints, so it makes it harder to target those areas. When the muscles are cool and relaxed, soft, this is when we can truly work deep within Yin. Now, as we flow today, I invite you to pay attention to the energy of the two styles, the effect they have upon you physically, mentally, and emotionally, of the styles separately and with the blending within the practice. Keeping your upper body just as it is, slowly bring your palms out, fingertips to the earth. We'll press down through your fingertips to slowly lift up, nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. Your head and neck will be the last to rise. Let's just pause here at the top to feel the effects of the asana upon your body. Coming into dragonfly pose next. So extend your legs out long and wide. If you notice that your low back begins to round, go ahead and sit yourself up on a folded blanket or a pillow to help invite your hips, your pelvic bowl to tilt forward. Soften through your legs, and when you're ready, go ahead and hinge forward, rounding your spine out. Again, you can lower yourself to a prop if you like.
Slowly begin to bring your fingertips to the earth, walking them back, slowly lifting your torso nice and slow. Pausing at the top, again feeling into the effects of that pose upon your body. Maybe bringing your fingertips behind you to support you. And then we'll move into deer pose. So line your left shin in front parallel with the mat. And then bring your right knee in line with your right hip. And then we'll bring your fingertips behind you, so leaning your torso back. And then we'll gently yearn the inner thigh of your right leg towards the earth. We'll hold it here, remembering to soften through your muscles, scanning your body, so we can work on that deep connective tissue in this passive pose. Slowly walk your palms in to lift up. And we'll switch over to the second side, lining your right shin parallel with the front of the mat. Left knee is in line with your left hip out to the left side. Then your ankles are in line with your knee joint, making two 90-degree angles. And then walk your palms back, yearning that left inner thigh towards the earth, embracing the feminine qualities of a yin practice while we hold the poses and while we make the transitions. From here, we'll slowly fan your knees over to the left, and then over to the right. Good. Now let's make your way to hands and knees. I'm going to come into child's pose next. So bring your big toes to kiss and open your knees as wide as you like today. And then just walk your palms forward, melting your heart towards the earth. If you'd like an opening in your arms, you can extend your arms out long,
If you'd like to keep it a little more passive, you can soften your elbows and bring your palms into center to kiss. Go ahead and ground your forehead and slowly rock your forehead side to side, feeling that connection of the earth, feeling it grounding you, supporting you. Invite those hips to soften and relax. Everything weighs heavy and lets go. Surrender yourself here. From our child's pose, let's slowly begin to walk your palms forward. We're going to come into Sphinx pose next. So lower your hips to the earth, feeling your hip points ground. Feel free to rock those hip points side to side. Allowing your elbows underneath your shoulders, your forearms running parallel, fingers spread wide. If this is too intense, you can walk your elbows forward a few inches, softening the pose. Lifting up through your heart center, shoulder heads drawing back, while also keeping things soft and gentle, feminine, passive, of yin nature. Go ahead and soften forward. Slide your palms underneath your shoulders and slowly make your way into downward facing dog. We are moving into the Hatha portion, the Yang portion of our practice today. So we'll be engaging our muscles. So begin to walk your heels out, sinking one to the earth and then the other, feeling those muscles engage and lengthen, feeling your upper body strength, feeling your body warm up, awaken, ignite. We'll slowly walk your feet towards the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Breathe in, lift halfway, long spine, crown of head reaches forward, tailbone lengthens back, that lower belly firms up and in. Exhalation, release.
Let's ground down through all four corners of your feet to slowly roll up. Breathe in, circle your fingertips up to the sky. And exhalation, draw those elbows wide side to side as you lift your heart and lower down. Breathe in, circle up. Let's take a side body stretch to the left, clasping your left wrist with your right hand, taking it over to the right side. Breathe and lift up to center. Exhalation over to the second side. Breathe and lift up. Exhalation, draw your elbows wide side to side as you slowly lower them down. We're going to move into a balance. So begin to ground your right sole of foot. Bring your hands to your hips. And when you're ready, draw your left knee up and in towards your chest. You can clasp that knee if you'd like, hugging it up and in. Take a few ankle circles, maybe pointing and flexing your foot a few times. All while feeling yourself grounded through all four corners of that standing foot, rooting down into the earth. Feeling connected with your core, with your center. Good. Bring your hands back to your hips, knees lifted. And we'll begin to lean forward as you extend your back leg long behind you, toes lower to the mat for a high lunge. Then soften your back knee to the mat for a low lunge. Feel your hips square to the front of the mat. Melting into the pose while gently scissoring your thighs, promoting stability. Lower your hands to frame your foot, and then we'll shift your weight back in space. So your hips aligned over your back knee, and flex your front foot for our half split pose. Walk those fingertips forward as you lower your front sole of foot to the mat. Let's tuck your back toes and press up, and then we'll step your front foot back, coming into downward facing dog. Shift your weight forward, coming into plank pose. And on your exhalation, slowly lower yourself all the way to the mat. With palms underneath your shoulder, on your inhalation, peel your upper body off the mat, coming up into a high cobra. Lift that heart, draw your elbows back, shoulder heads back. Exhalation, lower. Take your back toes and make your way into downward facing dog. Step to the front of the mat. Breathe in, lift halfway. Exhalation, release. Big breath in, circle your fingertips down, around and up. Palms kiss and lower prayer to heart. Moving into our balance pose on the second side. So ground down through your left sole of foot. Bring hands to your hips. And in your own time, draw your right knee up and in towards your chest. Wrapping your hands around that knee. If you'd like to take a few ankle circles, pointing and flexing a few times. Feeling the different energy of this practice compared to our Yin practice. Bring your hands back to your hips. We'll lean your torso forward as you step your right toes back for your high lunge. And then soften your back knee to the mat for low lunge. Feel your hip points square to the front of the mat. Soften your fingertips to the mat and shift your hips back in space. Flex your front foot, one with a long spine, hinge forward. Walk your fingertips forward, returning your front sole of foot to the mat. Tuck your back toes and press up. This time, let's lower your back heel to the mat. Open your front toes to the side of the mat, coming into a wide leg forward fold. Bring your toes to point in, heels out. Clasp opposite elbows, and let's just hang it out here, my friend. Feeling your upper body weigh heavy. Let your head relax, your neck softens. Beautiful. Let's release your fingertips to the mat. Breathe and lift halfway. And then walk your fingertips towards the front of the mat, framing your front foot. Back heel pops up. Step your front foot back, downward facing dog. Soften your knees to the mat. Bring your feet off to one side to bring them out in front of you. Bring your fingertips behind you and lower back to your forearms. We will take bicycles from here. So extend your left leg out long, right knee in towards your chest, lifting your left leg. Firm that lower belly up and in. Press down through your forearms to lift up through your shoulder girdle rather than collapsing. Breathe in on the transition and exhale as your legs lower into the pose. Breathe in, lift. Exhalation, lower. Breathe in, lift. Exhalation, lower. Really exhale, draw navel to spine. Continue this on your own a few rounds. Last one on each side. Then draw both knees in towards your chest. Then soften your upper body to the mat. Hug knees into your chest. And take a slow rock side to side. Good work, my friend. Let's roll over to your right side and make your way to a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Find your nice long spine here, hands resting wherever is comfortable. Eyes gently closed or a soft gaze forward. And just draw your attention inward. Taking a moment to call to mind the qualities of our opening practice, of our yin sequence, of our dark feminine qualities. The energy of that practice and how that affects your well-being, your mood, your energy. Of that compared to the latter portion of our practice, our yang portion, our masculine, our light, white energy. And noticing how the effect of combining them both into one practice affects your overall well-being. Let's breathe in, circle your fingertips up to the sky, gathering love and light. Palms kiss and bring all that love and light down to your heart center. Sending love and light to you and all beings. Namaste.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Before you step away, if you have a moment to spare, I would love to hear from you. Comment below and let me know your experience of the blending of these two yoga styles, the yin and the yang. Throw the video some love by giving it a thumbs up. I hope you feel balanced and in harmony. Love and light to you. I'll see you on the mat again soon.